Now let's get back into that store. Oh, by the way, I haven't mentioned this, but stores sometimes will actually, I mean, not sometimes, they won't let you ride something into them. Why? I have no friggin' idea, but they won't let it. So you have to dismount and let it follow you into it. Search. Alright, let's get back to here. Okay, so these are 67. Let me look at the chart again. Oh, wait, cost 54? What is... Hang on. Let me pull up discoveries. These are like the things you found or have identified. Let's see. Cost 54. Oh, when we... it didn't automatically identify because we didn't have anything cursed on at the time. So it's still called cost 54. Luckily, now we know what it really is, so we can just name it remove curse. If you press U, it'll just display the unpaid items, quite usefully in the shop. And that's a scroll of enchant armor. That's also good. You should be getting some of these. Let me think. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out if we should possibly be getting some of these to be turning into just a regular potion of water, which we could then use to turn into holy water to ensure that this is blessed. And if it's blessed, well, that means that, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought so many times today. That means that... oh yeah, it has a better chance of giving us a higher armor class. Uncursed, I think, just gives it +1. The other ones can give you more. Alright, okay, enough. You want me to see me play NetHack, not dilly-dally around and looking at all of this stuff, right? Yeah, I thought so. So, I think what we should probably be doing right now is... Okay, so we've got these. This is very much... I'm not sure. But enchant armor... What am I thinking? Well, wait, why am I thinking about all of this stuff? We don't even know what half of this... We don't even have the gold for this. But maybe this is something. Yes. Okay. If this seems a bit tedious, well, that's how you win NetHack. You have to be doing stuff like this. You want to be... You don't want to just be plunging straight into the depths of the dungeon. You want to be careful. Okay. Let's see. Gotta make sure our horse follows us. Especially when it comes to these things. You know, I might as well show you how Elbereth works. Hyphen Elbereth. Alright. Now we do it again. Add to it. Yes, you always want to add to it, basically. So basically, you just keep doing this over and over if you've got a bunch of enemies you just want to leave you alone. Again, there are some enemies that will ignore it. For example, any enemies that have an @ symbol to show them will ignore it completely. Yeah, come on. Come on, unicorn. Here. I don't know why I said unicorn. It's not a unicorn. I think I just saw the U and was thinking unicorn. Because unicorns are represented by that. Yeah, great. Come on. It won't ever displace you, so, basically I'm trying to wait for it to go down a little. There we go. Search. Now these corridors are all dark, so you can only see what's next to you. At least as a human. The other races have something called infravision, which lets them see warm-blooded things in the dark, even if it's not next to them. So, we're just going to let it... I think it killed the grid bugs, but now we can let it kill that, if it'll go there. Okay. Let's head over here. Hopefully this will be blessed and that'll fix the problem. Alright, so the question is, should we be trying to... Actually, it's not a question at all. We don't even have any potions because we sold that. Normally, what you would do is dip potions into the fountains, which could, if you do it twice, it'll turn into a potion of water. Then you drop it here on this altar and pray, and it'll become holy water. If you dip something into holy water, if it's cursed, it becomes uncursed. If it's uncursed, it becomes blessed. But we can't really do that right now, so, well, let's just take everything off. Alright, so we got the speed boots. Let's read it. We could admittedly be waiting until we end up with some of the things necessary to make it blessed, but, well, that might take a while, and I really like the lower armor class now. Yeah, I don't want to write it yet. Alright, so now that we've gotten some of this stuff set up, let's continue down our exploration into the Dungeons of Doom. I was trying to close it because I wanted to knock it open to make it easier for it to follow me, but it followed me anyway, so no problem there. Okay, let's see. Where'd that go? Back here. Alright, we're just going to have to ride. Except for when it does that. Oh, is it hungry? Because it's probably... No, it's not hungry. It ate that lichen corpse. We're just going to wait here and wait for our health to go back. Do we have food? Oh, wait, we've just got the corpse. Oh, well, we can pray, I guess, if we need to stop being hungry. I'm going to wait till we get to 12 HP. It's not enough to safely ride it, but it is enough, I think, to be able to go around a bit. Okay, that's a hobbit. Is it, It's peaceful. Alright. Well, you have to die anyway, sorry, but I won't be doing it. I will be having my horse do it, because the horse won't follow me, which makes that annoying. Come on, get here. Okay, kill the gnome zombie. Nope, no mithril coat. Of course, if it did have one, it probably wouldn't have died so easily. There we go, slip again. You know, here's a question. If you notice how at the beginning of the game it mentions you have been raised from birth and blah blah blah, how the frickin' heck can you have been a knight raised since birth and you can't reliably mount a horse? I mean, like, why? And even if you know maybe this would be a tricky one, how do you take so much damage from it? Oh great, we're hungry. Alright, This is a good time to use the whistle. Like I said, it doesn't warp it to you as the magic whistle does, but it does make them come to you, walk towards you. Okay, so now that we've finally gotten some stuff, it looks like. Okay, tins. This is something good to eat. Tins basically have a sort of random enemy corpse inside it. So let's do it. It can take a little while to open, unless it's spinach. Yes, spinach! Yes! If it's spinach inside it, it'll increase your strength, and it'll say, this makes you feel like Popeye. Let's let the pony kill this. Alright, things, I know that took a little while for the setup there, but I think things are going pretty well now. Hopefully we just won't run straight into any other floating eyes like an idiot. By the way, you might be wondering how you might deal with them if you, as another class. Well, there's several options. One is to simply find something like a dart and throw it at them. The other is to blind yourself. If you put on a blindfold or towel, their freezing attack won't affect you, and you can just go straight up to them and attack them. Alright, this brings us down to the gnomish mines. This is what's called a dungeon path, because a branch. You might notice there are two stairs leading downstairs. One leads into the gnomish mines, and one leads further into the dungeon. The gnomish mines actually has some pretty useful stuff in there, although it's also a little harder. Let's see which way to go. Well, our armor class is 0. This is actually a good way to level up, which is good because as a knight, if you want to get Excalibur, which I haven't really talked about yet, you can't do that until you are at level 5 or higher. Alright, let's see. And the mines are often darks, and we don't have a light source, so... Oh, gnomish wizard. Kill! We keep missing it. There we go, level 4. Like I said, you can gain some levels fast here by killing these gnomes. Okay, wow, those gnome lords, I forgot how much some of these can hit you for damage. Alright, we're getting out of there. I'm not running away, it's just an, tactical, regroup. We'll come back to that later. At least we did get a level out of it. Triperation, yeah. Like I said, we can still use those to, and I walked straight into that. That was not good. What if that had been a floating eye? See, I should have just done it like this. Well, no. I pressed the symbol, but since there's 2, it automatically selected that other one. We'll have to go there. So we ended up going to the wrong one. Chime of a cash register. Another store? Awesome. Maybe we'll find some cool stuff. I'm wondering if I should just use this scroll of identify, even if a cursed one will only identify one thing for you, but I don't think we're going to be getting any holy water anytime soon, and it also kind of seems a waste to use it, 2 of them, to fix the scroll. I think I'm gonna wait, because there might be something else I want to identify more. Aha, this is a red mold. When you attack those next to each other, if you don't have fire resistance, they can hurt you. So we're just going to do it like this. There we go. Now, I mentioned Excalibur. To get it, you have to dip your long sword into the fountains. If you're lawful and level 5 or higher, you can sometimes... You have a 1/6 chance of it turning into it. Alright. Let's take a look in here. No. Search. Come on, wait. Close it. Like I said, if there's mimics in here, horses really can't hit them. There's a mimic right there. Can't really hit it for much damage because it has this attribute called like thick hide or something that makes it so that their kicks are impotent. Luckily, we can just kill it with our lance because they're not very fast. Notice how I'm able to get multiple hits before it can move next to me. You can also hit them in melee, but they can actually hit surprisingly strong. They're also surprisingly strong, and I'd prefer to take them out from a distance. You can only hit them when they're 2 squares away from you, like in an adjacent manner like this, when you're at basic with lances. When you're higher, you can when you attain a better sort of ability with them, you can hit them from various different things. For example, I'll just show you. When you are at advanced or skill, I can't remember the name offhand, you can hit them like here. You sort of an L shape from it, a sort of knight's jump. And if you're expert, you can hit them like this, 2 squares diagonally away from you. Alright, so that has killed all of them, I think. Now we can let the horse in here safely. Icebox, what's in here? Sometimes there's corpses that are actually... Oh, this is very good! Like I said, sometimes these have corpses that can give you some good intrinsics. An icebox is a way to keep corpses fresh, because eventually they decay and become rotten, and if you eat them, you can get very sick and die. That's why you should only be normally, until you have a way to cure that, which is a unicorn horn or the spell Cure Sickness. You don't want to be eating anything other than corpses of enemies you just killed, unless they're zombies. But, oh, floating eyes. Get that. Yes, you can be sure I'm paying. I'm buying that. Eat! Okay, sometimes it happens with food, so we have to finish it. You feel a strange mental acuity. That means we have telepathy. It doesn't mean much right now, but if we're blind, it means we can see all the sentient monsters on the level. See, we've got a clear potion. If it's clear potions are potions of water, but if they are expensive, that means they're either holy or unholy water, which I've already explained. Oh man, I really want that. Where'd my horse go? Oh, there'll be the shopkeeper stands in front of it until you pay for it, so... Oh wait, actually, there's a way to identify whether this is cursed or blessed right now. See if it'll step on it. Because we know it's not it's not uncursed, it's gotta be cursed or blessed. It's not stepping on it. It doesn't... Alright, let's see what this is. I don't like wearing rings if I don't know what they are. So, we're gonna... It didn't automatically identify, so we're gonna leave that one alone for now. Because sometimes the rings, even if they're not cursed, can do some annoying things. The bad rings usually are cursed, so if it's not cursed, you'll know it's usually not a problem, but in this case... It's just not really enough to know how much it costs there. It just means its base cost is 150, you know, based on the whole charisma modifier thing, which means it could be any of these ones. Although, hang on a sec, I'm looking at the list of things it does. The only bad one at this is Aggravate Monster, which isn't really too big a deal, I don't think, to have. Although, let me think here. I'm just double checking what Aggravate Monster does. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things off screen. Yeah, it greatly increases the chance that sleeping monsters will be awakened. And doing things that would lower your pet's tameness, cutting in half instead of reducing it by 1 as normal. I think I'm okay with it, actually, because it's probably not the Aggravate Monster Ring, because those are usually generated cursed. And even if it is, it's not too big a deal. Let's put it on. It might, who knows, it might be something really useful for us. Now, let's see. We might as well get the newt corpses. It says that you feel a mild buzz, that means your power went up a little. Now he's actually gained fairly decent power, as you might have noticed how much it's been going up. It's higher than my health. This is an amulet. Let's see what it does. Let's see if the horse will step on it. Come on, get back in here, horse. Yes, it stepped on it, it stepped on it, it stepped on it. That means it's not cursed. Alright, what is it? Who knows? However, if it's uncursed, it's pretty much safe. Because even if it's one of the bad ones, again, with amulets, usually the bad ones are generated cursed, and the good ones are generated uncursed. However, even if it's a bad one, you'll be able to figure it out pretty quickly. It's not a strangulation amulet, and which, strangles you. But you can take it off if it's not cursed. That's why it's normally cursed. You can't take it off and it just kills you. Alright, is there anything else in here that's useful? Oh yeah, this is cursed, I think. Might as well buy it. So who knows what the amulet could be? It could be something great or something just kind of useful. It could be poison resistance, reflection, life-saving, who knows? Okay, still seems fine. Okay. Okay, we can't do it because there's probably no place to move it to. Let's see. Okay. Let's take a look over here. I think at this point we might as well start going for Excalibur. Ordinarily, I might be wanting to wait till I am level 7 and get the intrinsic speed, even if I am riding the pony. But, I've got the boots of speed, so who cares? That's even better. Because there's some bad stuff that can come out of fountains. So you want to be a bit careful. Let's just finish exploring this, and then we'll go and dip for it. For Excalibur. Wow, there's a lot of fountains here. Now, normally what I want to do is... Let's just let the pony kill that. It still feels like kind of a waste, but I think I'm going to use this scroll of identify to figure out what some things are. I really do want to know what this is. Increase accuracy. Well, it's something useful, I guess. Now that I reflect on it, I might as well buy some food. By the way, you actually don't want to be buying food when you're hungry because they'll charge you extra for it. Yes, if you're hungry, they will charge you extra for food. Alright, so what we want to do is get to one of the higher levels. For a simple reason. If something bad pops up and we're going to have trouble dealing with it, like a water demon, we really want it to be in one of the levels we're less likely to be visiting. Alright, so let's, oh, I guess that, oh, huh, I thought I saw a, fountain, but it wasn't. It was, what was this thing even? That. Okay, because they look kind of similar. Alright, let's try to find a fountain. There aren't any here. Wow, we went all the way up here to look for fountains that didn't exist. Alright, here we go. Are you ready? Let's drop some gold, because you can lose gold in fountains. Alright, you go up to the fountain. You dip your longsword. Yes. Well, it rusts. That's one of the bad things that can happen here, and this is why you want to make sure to only do it once you've got quite a few fountains. Yeah, fountains. There we go. And it turns into Excalibur. What's great about this is it also makes it rust-proof, so it'll take away any rust that happened with that. If it gets rusted, it becomes weaker. Excalibur is great for several reasons. First, it gives you automatic searching. Remember how before you had to press S? Well, it does that every time you step onto a new square now. It won't always find it, but it will sometimes. It also will deal much more damage, will hit more frequently, and it gives you level drain resistance. Not super relevant right now, but it's still nice to have for when you encounter vampires and such. Especially if you don't have a high enough magic cancellation. A high magic cancellation will greatly decrease the chance of them draining levels from you.